Hello, this is Opinion Radar, your trusted source for straightforward reviews of the tools and gear that keep you moving. Today, I'm focusing on the Klein Tools 55580 Tumbler, a 20-ounce insulated bottle that promises to bridge the gap between rugged worksite demands and everyday beverage needs. In this video, I'll walk you through the design philosophy behind this tumbler, examine the materials and construction choices, and see how it performs in a variety of real-world scenarios, from a busy construction site to a weekend outdoor adventure. I'll also compare it to similar products on the market and discuss whether its price point delivers true value. Whether you're an electrician, carpenter, or simply someone who needs a reliable drink container that can survive a tough day, stay tuned as we break down what this tumbler brings to the table before we dive into the hands-on testing. From the moment I first lifted the Klein Tools 55580 stainless steel tumbler, its heft felt like an invitation to test durability. A 20-oz double-wall vacuum-insulated vessel, made from food-grade stainless steel, keeps the exterior cool, while the inner wall maintains coffee heat or ice-cold water for hours. Wrapped in a slip-resistant silicone sleeve, it offers a solid grip, even with work gloves or sweaty hands. The flip-top lid snaps shut with a reassuring click, and a built-in rare earth magnet lets the cup attach to any ferrous surface, a clever touch for a construction site or truck cab. At $25, it reads more like a professional-grade tool than a kitchen accessory, promising serious performance without a premium price tag. On a typical workday, the tumbler proves its worth long before lunch. I slide it onto my belt loop using the magnetic strap, and it stays put whether I'm climbing a ladder or crouched under a conduit box. The vacuum wall keeps my black coffee hot through the first 2 hours of a job site, and when the sun beats down on the truck bed, the same cup holds chilled water long enough to keep me hydrated on a 10-hour shift. Because the silicone sleeve doesn't collect sweat, I can also wear it in the rain without worrying about a slippery surface. The lid's flip-top opens with one hand, which is a blessing when I'm already juggling tools, and the sealed design means I can toss the tumbler into my tool bag without fearing a leak that could ruin paperwork or electronics. Durability is the word that keeps coming up whenever I talk about this cup, and the proof is in the dents it survived. I've knocked it off a scaffolding platform, slipped it onto a concrete step, and even tossed it into the back of my pickup after a hard day, yet the stainless steel shell shows no dents and the vacuum seal remains intact. The grip surface is surprisingly rubbery, preventing the tumbler from rolling off a workbench, and the magnetic attachment is strong enough to hold the full weight of a cup packed with ice without any wobble. Cleaning is a breeze, a quick rinse clears out coffee grounds, and the wide mouth lets me reach into the crevices without a brush. Most importantly, the lid never drips. I've tested it by shaking it vigorously, and there's no sign of leakage, which is essential when you're moving from a dusty site to a client meeting. Even a solid product like this has a few trade-offs that are worth mentioning. The 20-ounce capacity feels larger than it looks, which means the tumbler doesn't slip under a compact coffee maker or a narrow car cup holder. I've had to pour my brew into a smaller vessel before I could brew it on the office machine. The silicone sleeve, while great for grip, creates a small groove where coffee residue can linger if you're not diligent about rinsing. The magnetic strap is an innovative touch, but if you don't work in a trade that uses metal tools, you might never engage it, leaving it as a decorative element. Finally, the flip-top lid, though secure, requires a firm snap to close. A gentler press can leave the latch slightly ajar, which is something to watch for if you're tossing the cup into a bag in a rush. My typical day now starts with a steaming mug of black coffee that stays at drinking temperature well into my first break, and I never have to rush to the break room, because I know the tumbler will keep the heat alive. When the afternoon heat spikes, I flip the lid open and pour ice-cold water that stays chilled through the rest of my shift, eliminating the need to constantly refill a plastic bottle. The slip-resistant sleeve is a lifesaver when I'm wearing insulated gloves on a cold weather job. The cup stays anchored to my palm, and the magnetic loop lets me snap it onto the metal frame of my tool cart, freeing up a hand for a wrench. On weekends, I take it on longer outings, a fishing trip, or a hike, and the sturdy construction survives a few bumps in the trunk without a dent, while the vacuum seal means I return home with cold drinks still refreshing. Putting it all together, the Klein Tools 55580 Tumbler delivers the kind of rugged reliability that most generic insulated bottles simply can't match. Its stainless steel vacuum construction, magnetic attachment, and non-slip sleeve make it a versatile companion for anyone who moves between a job site, a vehicle, and the outdoors. At $25, it undercuts many premium brands while still offering a leak-proof lid and temperature retention that rivals higher-priced competitors. If you're an electrician, carpenter, or anyone who needs a durable drinkware solution that won't betray you after a handful of drops, this cup is a solid investment. Even for the occasional coffee lover who appreciates a sturdy, well-engineered mug, the benefits outweigh the minor size quirks. I'm confident the tumbler will earn a permanent spot in your toolkit, and I'd recommend it without hesitation. Thanks for watching. If you value gear that stands up to the grind, give this video a thumbs up and tap subscribe. It's the quick way to keep your toolbox stocked with honest reviews. Stay sharp, stay hydrated, and see you on the next job site for your next project today.